It's episode 1 of Sign Guy's Star Trek review. I'll be reviewing Star Trek episodes. I'm going to go in order, do one a week. It should only take several years. Only several years to get through the thing. We'll start with the original Star Trek series, then hit Next Generation, then we'll hit Deep Space Nine, then Voyager, then Enterprise, maybe even Discovery. Possibly the animated show. I don't know. We'll find out. It'll take years because there's a lot. But I'm doing it in order of what's on the Netflix minus the original pilot, The Cage, because I didn't think that really fit. Plus it'll be covered in a later episode of the original series. But to start off, first episode of the original series was called The Man Trap. Basically you had this couple living on a planet doing research that the Enterprise went to give physicals to so they could make sure they were in good health. And they completely freaked out. Robert and Nancy Crater were the couple. Turns out Nancy Crater died years earlier by a big creature that fed on salt. She was devouring salt. She was a salt creature. She kept killing the people. And it was the first instance of a shapeshifter on Star Trek, because she could take any form. And apparently, one of the forms knew Swahili. How an alien being on a planet hundreds of light years away from Earth knew Swahili, I don't know, but it did. It did. And it kept chasing people looking for the salt shaker for their celery. It was the thing that happened. We got introduced to most of the main characters of the original series in the episode, except for Mr. Scott the Engineer. He was not to be found in the episode. Lieutenant Uhura, in a pretty accurate portrayal of what Nichelle Nichols really felt by the end of the season, she was sick and tired of the word frequency. Sick and tired of it. She told Spock that. Spock got a little bit of his traits in there. He was confirmed being from the planet Vulcan. You saw the green blood for the first time. He showed a little bit of emotion compared to what he later would. Creature running all over the place. He figured it out. Started slapping it around, saying, "Does that look like Nancy to you, Doctor?" The Doctor wasn't sure. Even when it turned into a monster and then back to Nancy, Dr. McCoy still wasn't sure. Wasn't sure. And of course, the previous crewman killed very quickly by this creature. It held on to Captain Kirk for a long time. A very long time. He was completely fine, wasn't killed. Wasn't killed a bit. So, Captain Kirk showing his superhero powers in the first episode so far. Didn't take him long to do that. Interesting note. Sick bay was not sick bay in the first episode. They called it the dispensary. The dispensary is what they kept referring to throughout the whole episode, so sick bay was a term that would come later. They also established Mr. Sulu as a botanist. They would refer to it sporadically, the original series, but in this first episode, he was in some sort of botanical garden. That's where Nurse Chapel took his lunch with the salt shaker. So we got that for Sulu. They didn't delve into a whole lot of the other characters. They're still filling them out at that point, I'm sure. But that was the original first aired episode. I don't think it was the first episode they filmed, but we're going in order. They were aired as it is on Netflix. As I said, minus the original pilot, The Cage, because they hit that in the menagerie later on, so it'll get covered then. Weeks down the road, I'm sure. So with that, that's the end of the first Sun Guy Star Trek review. You can subscribe to the thing, share it, like it, don't, whatever. So pretty much that's it.